Today you're starting with Tabatas. Each of the things that you do will be done for the full Tabata. Tabata is 4 minutes of an exercise, work for 20 seconds, rest for 10 seconds. I just want to remind you of some of the alternatives that are available to you. I know not all of you have these little mini bands, but don't forget that you can tie one of these into a smaller loop to essentially make a mini band. And if you only have one of these bands and you're having to do crab walks, you can stand on the band, hold it tight in front of your belly button and do your crab walks. And let me tell you, that makes one feel special. Okay, you know what the options are. I have mini bands, so I'm going to demonstrate with mini bands. You will obviously use whatever combination and tying up whatever bands you need to do. You starting with your first Tabata is going to be clams. So you're going to do 4 intervals lying on your one side and then 4 intervals lying on the other side. You're going to take your mini band and you're going to put it around your knees. You're going to lie on your side. You can support your head or lie flat. I want you to bring this arm onto the forearm. You can see that it makes me roll slightly forward and it also brings the top knee slightly forward of the bottom knee. And then you will open out as high as you can, working against the resistance of the band. The point of this is not to roll your body. Okay, we're trying to get these little muscles to do the movement. So you should not be rolling your hips backwards and forwards, and that's one of the reasons I don't want you lying like this, because it makes it very easy to rotate backwards. Okay, so you'll do one side, 4 sets. In your 10-second break, you'll change to the other side. Keep your feet stacked on top of one another, forearm on the floor, and opening out with the hip. For your second Tabata, do not take this band off. Okay, obviously, this is only if you have 2 bands. You're going to put a second band around your ankles. You're going to bend your knees. See how straight my back is? Hands behind your back, pulling your hands down towards your bum. You're going to step out and back, continuously for the 20 seconds. Then you'll rest for 10 seconds. Notice my pace. It's not this. There's no control. You need to focus on pushing out against the band around your knees and working against resistance with the band around your ankles. Okay, you're doing some straight leg bridge. I want you to do them off a stable surface. I don't want you doing them off the ball. Make sure that your feet are flexed, that you're driving through the heels and that you're not fanning your toes out. Tuck your pelvis under, lift, and return. Okay, nice and controlled. IYT raises. I have no doubt you will remember these, but I'll show you anyway. Remember to keep your forehead and your feet on the floor. I, Y, T. Back to I. Thrusters, you're going to squat as low as you can and press out. Okay, so use the ball. Always focus on stability. Ground to overhead can be done in many different ways. So if you don't have any weights, feel free to use a water bottle, ground to overhead. Make sure that you're using your legs and that you're keeping a nice straight back. You can ground to overhead with a single object. And if you have dumbbells, you can ground to overhead. So for ball squeeze bridge, I know not everybody has a ball to squeeze, and I know that the hard ball I've given you may actually be too hard for your knee. Just take a towel, fold it into a nice thick shape, just so that you've got something that you can squeeze. Use a bath towel, so it's a bigger towel than what I'm showing you. Pop that between your knees, feet in the floor, squeeze. So keep your feet, don't allow your feet to be wider apart than your knees, yeah? And squeeze against the towel as you lift your hips. The rollouts. I don't know whether or not you're ready to do them yet. If you do them slow and controlled, and that's why I've only put a few in. So if you make sure that your legs are on the outside of the ball so that you can push that way to walk out, nice and stable. And then when you return, same thing. Keep your feet wide and stand up. Hopefully your knee mobility allows for you to do that. If you have one of these lovely foam rollers, feel free to use it for this exercise. It's just going to give you a wider range of motion, so you're going to get more bang out of your buck. If you don't, I'll show you some other options when I'm done with this demonstration. The movement remains the same regardless of what you're using. So if you have dumbbells or kettlebells, make sure that your head is supported on the roller, your feet are on the floor. You're going to start with your dumbbells at more or less armpit height. These should ideally be heavier than what you're used to using, so don't be shy to level up. And you're going to press up, bringing the dumbbells together above your chest. Not above your face, above your chest. And then you bring your elbows back to the floor and back up. You are going to do as many reps as you can. You're just going to keep going until you think, oh, I can't do another one. And that's where you stop. That's what's meant by max reps. The other option, and if you don't have heavier dumbbells, this is quite a good option, is you put a band behind your back, and I have no idea if I can even do it with this band, so that you're lying on the band. Then you bring your arms, same movement from the floor, punching up towards the ceiling and using resistance instead of weight. It's challenging. I think you have one of these resistance bands, so you're going to put your foot in the band, and then you're going to lift front and lateral. Okay. Not great with a pull-up band, but definitely if you have one of these, should be no problem. I want control, and I don't want you snapping out of that position. You lift and lower with control. Lat pullovers, dumbbell in both hands, keeping your arms straight, stabilizing your back by pressing it into the floor. You're going to lower, keep your arms straight above your head, and come back up above your chest. If you have a few cushions that you can lie on that gets you even this high off the floor, use them, because obviously you want to try and get your hands as low above your head as you possibly can. Ideally you want to go, past whatever that is. Okay. Now we did them in the last program, but Romanian deadlifts, band underneath your feet, one end in each hand, nice straight back, deadlift. I prefer for the moment that you do these with bands and not with the dumbbells. So focus on full extension at the top, minimal bend of your knees, and really focus on driving through the heels and making sure that your hamstrings are doing all of the work. Shoulder taps, you are going to do wherever you're doing your push-ups. They don't have to be done off the floor. But just a reminder that when you're doing them, they're a slow controlled pace and there's no rotation. Okay, nice bracing through the core. Shoulder taps. Flutter kicks. And burpees you know how to do. I've put 10 little burpees into this whole week just to see whether or not you're ready or how long it's going to take for you to put a burpees together. So you can let me know how that goes.